Hi everyone, this is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you your monthly reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for April 2022. As always, as we get started here, the traditional Rider-Waite deck, that's the deck that I am using for this reading, and then I also have pulled a fairy card from the Magical Messages Doreen Virtue deck to round out the reading for this month, just because I feel like the fairy energy is kind of strong. And so we'll go ahead and get started here. Tapping into your energy here, Aries, I'm really feeling with this Knight of Swords representing your energy that you're coming in ready to take action this month, okay? You've got your brave face on and you have the strength of a million men behind you, and you are ready to make some changes in your life. This is what I'm really feeling for you. So moving into the 1st through the 9th, we have the King of Wands coming up with the Three of Pentacles, looking to build something. And you're looking to build something stable coming in here with this King of Pentacles with the Eight of Swords. You might be feeling a little bit stuck though, okay? And I do feel as though you might feel like you've been put out of the game. You're feeling a little bit lame, as though you've had some sort of an injury you've been taken out of the game for, and you just haven't quite recovered, right? Like, I feel like you might be limping around, kind of dragging one of your legs, just trying to get through it, right, day to day. And so I really want you to understand that this is really important for you to be focusing on what you can do, though. There's a reminder here that your energy will be amplified on what you're focusing on. So what you're focusing on should be shifting from what you can't do to what you can do. All right, so this is super important. Now you're going to get out what you put into this. So when you're looking at this overall, you can't invest cheap, right? You can't invest in yourself in a cheap way. You can't invest in your projects half-heartedly. You really have to go in, and you have to go all in like this Knight of Swords energy. You really have to come in with the strength of a million men ready to do the thing, okay? And so this is really what I'm feeling for you, Aries. Now, so you really are in a place where, because maybe you are so focused on what you can't do, you might be getting that energy reciprocated. There might be people coming up to you, maybe giving you cheap shots, right? Where talk is cheap, right? They might be, saying things to you that are not so nice. And so, or they might be lowballing you. Perhaps you're in a business and you are looking to get offers on a project, right? And so they could be lowballing you. Now, this is a message here for you to know your worth. Now, once you start to pay attention here with what you can do and pay attention to your self-talk, rebuild that confidence level, you might see a shift in what is coming in for you as well, okay? So take that time to regenerate, soothe yourself with the talk, right? The self-talk that you have going on, and you might start to see this shifting for you, okay? So this is really important to start out the month for you, to set the tone for the month, but also going forward, not just for the month, but going forward overall, okay? Because your comeback will be stronger than your setback if you allow this process to transpire. All right, so moving into the 10th through the 16th, we have Two of Pentacles with the Chariot, with Ace of Pentacles, rounding it out with King of Swords. Some really strong leadership, clear thinking energy, and I love that so much for you, Aries. So now I feel with this, you could be in a situation domestically, so whether this is within the home or on the home front, you really are looking for things to be shaken up a little bit this week. I do feel like this is going to bring a shock to your system for sure. Someone could be trying to assert their will on you, right? Understand that this is really something that they're doing to try to ease their own anxieties in the process. that this isn't really necessarily a malicious thing aimed at you. This is something to help themselves more than it is aimed to be malicious, have any malicious intent behind that. So I do feel as though there is an ego playing the field here. And so there is a race, so to speak, to the finish line with that chariot coming in, right? There's a race. And so there's a couple of different dynamics at play on the home front, right? This person could have very strong opinions, right? Where they feel as though that this has to go this way or something bad will happen, right? Or so this could be, a very dogmatic type feel to it, right? And understand that this person's pride also probably gets in the way at times of them seeing things in a different way or respecting other people's different perspectives, right? Or different values. And so if you are able to stand like that King of Swords, right? That King of Swords energy in your own truth, right? This person isn't swayed. The King of Swords is not swayed. They stand like the leader that they are. They're rock solid usually in their decisions. And they don't get caught up in petty stuff usually. So if you're able to stand in that energy throughout all of this nonsense this week, you'll come out on top in the end, right? You'll be top dog, and this other person might be looking or feeling a little bit like a fool, have some foolishness feeling. And so in the end, I do feel like they might come offer you an apology in a roundabout way. I don't feel like they're going to directly apologize to you, even though you do deserve that. But I do feel like they will kind of like come to you and offer you some sort of solace. So moving into the 17th through the 23rd, we have Four of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, and Nine of Cups. And so with this, I hear this song kind of playing. It's I think it's an Ace of Base song, but it's about don't turn around, right? Like you're going to be letting go of a situation. You're going to be walking away from a situation. And what I'm feeling with this is like, it's this feeling of like, man, this is just not my jam, right? I feel like you could get very exasperated with someone this week. In fact, getting to a point where you're feeling really defeated, feeling like someone isn't being truthful with you. And so there is a message here that sometimes, however, even though you might be feeling this way, to start a conversation, to be the bigger person, just it may take one statement, just initiate with one statement, one sentence, one I statement, and it will get the ball rolling. You'll be surprised where the conversation will go, and it might not be as bad of a situation as you think it is or you're making it out to be. And so that's what I'm getting for this week for you, Aries. Moving into the 24th through the 30th, we have Nine of Swords coming out with the Moon card and Six of Swords. So yes, I do feel as though you could be having some insomnia, staying up all night, feeling a little bit anxious about something. But this Moon card, yes, you might have some secrets coming out, but I also feel like this could go reverse, right? Like you could be letting go of some fears, figuring it all out this week, overcoming a lot of things. I do feel as though you are just caught up in your emotions right now, and once you're able to navigate those emotions, you will come out on the other side with a little bit more clarity. I do feel like it would be good maybe to have a little bit of a getaway. You know, Six of Swords does kind of show a little bit of walking away from a situation, getting out of a situation, to clear your head. Perhaps you're going to go somewhere near water. I feel like this is going to help you to rekindle some of the passion that you need to feel inside, some of the happiness and joy that you need to feel inside. Just allow yourself to get a little bit more playful with the energies that are available to us right now. Understand that this is an energy where if you were to rekindle, you know, these joys perhaps from a childhood, right? This would be really good for you right now. I do feel um, like if you were at a place where you used to like ride horses, if you used to go out and visit like a ranch out in the country and get away that way out in the mountains, like that could be really good for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be near water, right? I just get this whole old stomping grounds kind of feel. Understand that, you know, I do feel like there's been a lot of stuff happening for you lately, and you know, there's this feeling that there's some ramifications that could transpire as a result of everything that's going on for you. Know that they're not going to be like full on like consequential, right? Like they are going to be dulled, so to speak, where like you are divinely protected throughout all of this. So you might come to a place of knowing that things are going to work out for you, even though, yes, it's going to be perhaps like not so great in this current situation, right? So like while you're out and you're trying to rekindle some of the joy and stuff like that, you might have some insights coming to you, and you might realize, gosh, I think that I need to like leave this situation. And though leaving might be really hard, you understand that getting out of that situation, things will be better on the other side, right? So like things are not going to be the greatest situation, but in the end, they'll be better, right? Something like that. Like the consequences are going to be like dulled, right? Like you're divinely protected throughout the whole thing. That's what I'm feeling with that. Like there's ramifications, there's consequences for something kind of coming through, and so, or karma, you know, they would say. So just be mindful of that. So just make sure that as you're moving through the month that you are sowing your oats in the best way that you can possibly sow them, and just make sure that you are being kind to one another. So I do feel though that despite all of this, you know, I was shown a horseshoe, you know, and that's really that symbolic feeling of like protection, luck being on your side. I do feel that despite all of this too, even though you might be a little bit apprehensive about things, there's this feeling of this like excitement with it, right? Where you're seeing that yes, this is, you know, not the greatest situation, but also I'm kind of excited to see what's on the other side, right? So, and also shifting that perspective of some of that anxiety, right? And bringing that around into seeing that in a different way and seeing that as an excitement. I do feel that there's like this feeling of like, man, there's never a dull moment in my life, right? Like you're kind of embracing things as you move through it and into it, okay, into something new. So beautiful week here for you, Aries. Overall energy for the month, overall advice. We do have Judgment card here, and then just because I feel like the word Taurus kind of come in with this Judgment card, I did clarify. So you could be working with a Taurus, you could be dealing with a Taurus, some of these energies, right? I did clarify, and we did, of course, get the Strength card for you, Aries. You know, I just feel like what comes with this is that there's a warning here for you to heed, and that it is not a time for you to be impulsive. So that being said, if you were to move through this energy, not thinking things through, right? You did come in with that strength of a million men ready to take action, right? With that Knight of Swords, you were ready to roll. This doesn't mean to not think about things or not think things through or have a plan, right? So this is saying, you know, it's really important that you're not impulsive, right? So when you have a plan and you're looking to get through that, energy with a plan, and you know where you're going, why you're doing it, you know, that kind of thing. And you're going to do this, you know, you have steps you're going to follow to get there. It's a lot. It's going to be followed through in a better way, right? Because I do feel like if you were to be impulsive this month, Aries, it could have a little bit of a setback for you, right? If you were to say, this is what I'm doing, you know, and then not set up some sort of a plan for yourself going forward with that, I do feel like it could give you a little bit of a setback. And in terms of your growth, if you were to set up a plan moving forward, I feel like it could propel you going forward. So it would only benefit you to have some sort of a plan in your belt in terms of going forward. Now, perhaps your intuition has been guiding you to do this, and that's a great thing. Your intuition will set you up for success. If you're following your intuition, it's almost like putting the puzzle pieces together. So you do this step, and then they do this step, right? And so you may not necessarily have a plan, but you're not rushing into things. So that's also not being impulsive. So I do feel like with that strength card, there's a grace about you, Aries, that's available to you right now in terms of, you know, how the lion comes in and they walk kind of slowly across the prairies and they're kind of stalking their prey, and then they pounce when they're ready. I feel like that's what's going to happen with you. Like, you're slowly walking across the prairie, you're kind of conserving your energy because you know exactly what's going to happen, you know, or when things are going to need to happen, and then you're going to have all the energy that you need to act when you need to act, right? And so, you know, I feel like, you know, that song, Bob Seger, Running Against the Wind, it just comes to me. And so what I feel with that is sometimes we can get caught up in our emotions, we can get caught in our head, and we can introduce resistance to the system where we block ourselves from manifesting where it is that we need to go, and bringing in some of these opportunities and things like that. So be mindful of your self-talk, right? And there's no need to be brash with others. There's no need to create an air of confidence that isn't there. It comes with that grace, like that lion, as you move slowly and steadily towards your goal. It's this confidence, this air of confidence. It just creates as you move. It seems effortlessly to your goal and to your finish line. And so that's a beautiful energy to be in, Aries, as you move through this. Now, your fairy card here is You've Got the Power. Isn't that so appropriate? And it says, use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. Now, this is a reminder here that you have all of the strength that you need to get you where you want to go. And it is okay to speak up when you need to and want to, right? Get passionate about something. And, you know, maybe perhaps doing some strength training at the gym would be great, right? It'll help you to clear your energy a bit and to embrace that energy of that confidence that you're really looking to embody. And so moving through this, it's going to shift you from a place where there's no placing blame or there's no worry, right? It's moving into a place where you're no longer focusing on what you can't do or feeling lame, right? But you're going to be more, what can I do? What are the solutions that are available to me, and what can I do right now to help me to get to where I want to be? And so that's a beautiful energy for you, Aries. I do so hope that this reading resonates for you. As always, if you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can hit me up on Facebook in the Messenger, or at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com, or you can book a session with me right on the square site in the description box below, or if you catch me on the Facebook, it's pinned to the top of my page. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a phenomenal April. Thank you. Have a great one.